General Hartman, just to follow up with regard to the response that you gave to Senator Rosen, one of the items that you talked about was kind of a term of art when you say that Chinese are living off the land. Can you, since this is an open meeting and it's going to be broadcast, can you share a little bit about what that means for folks that are out there, about how that works, what that means?
It just means that the Chinese have executed a deliberate campaign in order to compromise U.S. networks and then use native commands and native features inside those networks to move around to look like legitimate traffic that makes it difficult for us to find those.
Fair to say, just to confirm, they would be within our telecommunications systems today. That's
so we have seen them in telecommunication system. We've seen them in critical infrastructure. That's the bad news. The good news is we see them and we report them and we execute operations to get them out of those networks. And increasingly, as we build expertise under the Cybercom 2.0 program, it will allow us to do that more effectively. Thank
you. Just curious as well, I'm thinking now about universities across this country, and I'm going to use an example in South Dakota, Dakota State University, where they produce perhaps 400 cyber professionals per year. They have jobs basically before they're out of school. They're in the Madison, Sioux Falls area in South Dakota. But a lot of them want to be a part of providing cyber protections. You have and you need to be able to do not only cyber protection, defensive capabilities for the Department of Defense's programs, but you also then do offensive stuff as well, and you need tools for both. Can you talk a little bit about what you have for capabilities in terms of getting young people involved in the development of the specific tools? And these are tools that are not just traditional cyber tools, but ones that have basically been agentized, for lack of a better term, using AI as a part of that process. Can you talk about the need for that and the availability for young people out there that want to be involved in this and who may not necessarily want to be directly involved full-time, but either through Guard units or through a civilian contract, and your interest in actually having them make contact with you along that line?
Absolutely. And so in the command, in our service components, each of those organizations have development organizations, and those development organizations work specifically with operational teams in order to produce capabilities. To date, that effort hasn't been as unified as we would like. It is one of the key work roles that we talk about. When Honorable Sutton talked about the CWIC, the CWIC is really going to be the organization that brings our service development units together and ensures that they have the absolute best training, they have access to the best development environments, they have modeling and simulation capabilities to really look at what are future capabilities. In each of those organizations, we have both military and civilian members, and certainly there's an opportunity to work there. Across a number of our reserve component units, we partner with them from a development standpoint. But I think that the latter part, Chairman, is where we really have to move forward with Cybercom 2.0, and it's how do we partner with cutting-edge, innovative, private companies that we can work with in order to produce capabilities that we need in order to execute operations. And as I said in my opening statement, this probably isn't the extremely large defense firms. It's these smaller organizations, oftentimes made up of members that used to be in the cyber mission force or as part of the intelligence community. And we are working with a number of those organizations right now in order to do that.
Thank you.